Grief and romance don't often go hand in hand. We've talked about a couple of different instances of grief on this channel before, but it's often positioned as the antithesis to romantic love. It's what fills the void after loss, which makes it feel incompatible with the excitement and discovery of a new romance. This Monster Wants to Eat Me forced me to rethink all of that, squeezing a twisted tale of love and manipulation into the life of a suicidal, depressed high school girl. It's a monster yuri romance anime, where you're just as likely to see two creatures fight in any given scene as you are to see a close and tender embrace. The things that happen in this show are riveting enough, but it's everything going on under the hood that makes it really special. Hinako, our heroine, has two friends in this anime. One, notably, wants to eat her. This seems like a fairly restrictive environment from which to tell an interesting story, but that's where this show really thrives. Our three characters shift and morph through the plotlines, hiding and revealing aspects of themselves at just the right times to keep things moving along. And then, in the final episodes of the season, there's one final twist that forces us to reconsider who and what we're rooting for in the first place. This anime wastes no time knocking you off balance as a viewer. Hinako is not your average romance anime protagonist. Our introduction to her is through a thinly veiled contemplation of suicide, which immediately adds stakes to the show. We don't just risk losing romantic connection if things go wrong. We risk losing Hinako herself. And Shiiori, her love interest, does nothing to move us back towards convention. She will be Hinako's guardian, but only under the promise of killing her later. The initial bargain is simple. Hinako must become happier, but only so that she tastes better when Shiiori eventually devours her. Hinako is no damsel in distress. She's livestock being fattened up for slaughter. And to see this be the first thing that brings her real happiness is deeply unsettling. And yet, somehow romantic tension worms its way in here. There's strong sensual undertones to the act of eating someone else, and the strangely nurturing role Shiiori takes on. At the end of this series' first episode, I remember feeling a strange combination of distressed and intrigued. A lot of this comes from feeling deeply confused about what we want to have happen as viewers. In a normal romance, it's simple. We're rooting for the main couple to get together. Here, what does that even mean? We want Hinako to be happy, but that seems inseparable from her dying, and we don't want that. Our romance anime instincts tell us that she should be with Shiiori, but that seems impossible as it also leads to her consumption. There's no clear path forward emotionally to this anime at any point, which makes venturing into the unknown all the more exciting. All of these feelings I'm describing start bubbling up before the real twists even start coming. Miko is, allegedly, Hinako's childhood friend, the one who helped her out of the depths of despair after her family passed away. We feel bad for her, knowing that Hinako has made a deal with Shiiori to be eaten. Of all three of the main characters, we feel the most confident in who Miko is at the start. This makes it all the more effective when it's revealed that she is a yokai, a local deity that watched over Hinako's family before the accident. Suddenly, Miko has become a key figure in our story. This light-hearted comedic relief character has been imbued with mystery and even a bit of an imposing aura. She cares deeply about Hinako, more than we ever thought, but her desire to protect her now feels more enforceable. It was easy to root for her before, blithely agreeing that Hinako should be happy. But if Hinako truly wishes to die, and Miko has the capability to force her to live, is that really wishing for her happiness? Also, is lying to Hinako justified, even if she wants what's best for her? As the season goes along, Miko becomes a guardian not just to Hinako, but also Shiiori. She's the most grounded one of the trio, But the show also makes sure to point out her blind spots too, the things that Hinako hides from her. Shiiori, on the other hand, is the one that starts out easy to root against. We all want Hinako to live, to find happiness again, and Shiiori is the one that has promised to end her life. Not only that, but she's smug in her mission, relishing this opportunity to ripen and then consume someone as delicious as Hinako. She and Hinako will have intimate moments together, but she never fails to remind her of the inevitable end. Shiiori seems like a one-track mind through most of the season, only devoted to eating Hinako. This makes the twist at the end a real record-scratch moment, where we learn that Shiiori is in fact wholly devoted to keeping Hinako alive, and only made this bargain to protect her from other monsters and herself. Instead of being the polar opposite of Miko, she is perhaps the only one that is more devoted to Hinako's protection. The difference is that she's willing to lie and cheat to get her way. She loves Hinako, but she doesn't understand humans. She doesn't understand communication, why Hinako feels the way that she does. She doesn't even really understand the love she has in her own heart. In the blink of an eye, Shiiori goes from the cool, calculating monster to someone lost and afraid. Becoming sympathetic is almost unthinkable from where we started, but here we are. And yet, just like with Miko, forcing Hinako to be a certain way is not something we can fully get behind. This, of course, brings us to our protagonist, Hinako. Her motivations actually change the least across the season. From the start, her aim is clear. She wishes to die, possibly to rejoin her family, but also as just an escape from her current pain. The tension with rooting for Hinako is that we simply cannot wish for her to get what she wants. Even with all of the lying and manipulation that Miko and Shiiori have done, on top of the overwhelming grief in her heart, we must wish for things to turn around. We can see how much love she has around her, and want nothing more than to see her rejoin the land of the living. Crucially though, we can understand parts of where she's coming from, beyond even just the grief. I think this is a story about control as much as it is about anything else. Miko and Shiiori are these godlike creatures that could snuff Hinako out in the blink of an eye, or force her to do whatever they wanted. She's a high school girl that had an unspeakable tragedy happen to her when she was just a kid, and was saved not due to a miracle, but the twisted kindness of the monster who she met by chance. Her entire existence feels owed to Shiiori in a way. I think Hinako is as unhappy about being forced to live when she wants to die, as she would be if she wanted to live and was being forced to die. Hinako is in an impossible situation that's out of her control, in some ways surrounded by those who love her, and in others completely alone. This monster wants to eat me starts with a straightforward premise. We want Hinako to find the will to live, and preferably fall in love with Shiiori. Every minute after this beginning is spent complicating that desire, adding hitches and caveats to every outcome. At the end of it all, we can understand parts of why all three of our friends feel the way that they do, but no one outcome that would leave everyone satisfied. Nestled in this is a powerful message about how difficult it can be to communicate with and comfort a loved one consumed by depression, which I don't want to be lost either. This confident grasp of uncertainty, of the shades of gray that make up real life, is what really set this anime apart for me. I wanted to spend more time with this show and add my own interpretation to its message. To do that, I wrote a new song for this video and commissioned an AMV from Somber for it. Let's not waste any time and just get into it.
I just want to tell you that I miss you.
harder than it used to be. Turning a blind eye don't help anymore. Remind me what we fighting for. We're oil and water, I'm dying to mix. Call me your dog cause I'm doing your tricks. But you said it's over, and I just want you closer.
No one is available to take your call.
Why can't I be the one who needs your loving? Why can't I hide the way you get me blushing? It's not fair, the way you tease me. I don't care, but please don't leave me. 1, 2, 3, 4. I just wanna be the reason that you're calling everybody back so late. I don't wanna have to wait. Surely I could get a membership, I swear I'll never quit. You could lock me into a really bad contract, and I'll sign it just for promise of regular contact. Unhealthy obsession, the top of my mind. Question, is this really your love or mine?
Please leave a message after the tone.
Why can't I be the one who needs your loving? Why can't I hide the way you get me blushing? It's not fair, the way you tease me. I don't care, but please don't leave me. I hope you enjoyed the AMV. If you're curious, I was imagining the perspective of Shiiori when first coming up with the lyrics. Something about the desperation she feels towards being with Hinako and protecting her, before then taking some creative liberties and tying in my own personal inspirations. I'm also pleased to announce that the song is already out on streaming platforms. No delay this time before it goes up on streaming. You can find the links for that in the description now. And that ends this episode of Love and Anime. I had a great time making this one. This anime was a real standout from last season for me. I really hope we get a season 2 one day. If you enjoyed the video today, liking and subscribing helps a ton, as does hitting the hype button on the mobile app. I'm Slam Anime, and I'll see you next time.